the curses of the chosen people. And y'all know I can go an hour and a half on this. I'm just gonna speak on some key terms and show some key things, and I'm gonna let it fall in your lap. You're gonna have to decide who's the key people, because when I bring the people, because this isn't a bash at any family member or anybody I've talked to. These are conversations I've had over and over and over and over and over. So now that I'm doing a video on it, I'm just thinking about those conversations. So this is not personal to anybody that I've had these conversations with. I'm just trying to bring it out for edification purposes, all right? So Genesis 15, 13 through 14. And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. How many times have I showed you where rappers and people and athletes and entertainers and people that get on the big screen will say something about 400 years, talking about us? We weren't oppressed the entire time we were here, but we were definitely oppressed for at least 400 years. And that's even according to the Gentiles' records, the so-called white man's records. We were told we were Gentiles and heathen. But I'm going to show that that's a lie as well. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And afterward shall they come out with great substance. So I'm not worried about it, man. I'm staying out the way. 400 years, y'all. Acts 7 and 6. If they want to say, let's talk about Egypt. And the highest spake on this wise, that his seed, Abraham, should sojourn in a strange land, and that they should bring them into bondage, that slavery, and entreat them evil 400 years. The precepts, when it says, then they say it's Egypt. No, Galatians 3 and 17 and Exodus 12 and 41 was talking about Egypt. Egypt was 430 years. This talked about two different things. Okay? And we weren't oppressed the entire time in Egypt either. Okay? Only until that Pharaoh came that knew not Joseph. That was right before Moses. Okay, Deuteronomy. We're going to get into the curses, okay? And Deuteronomy 28 has a list of the first 15 verses of the good things that would happen when we followed the Most High. That we would be rulers, basically we would be, setting our own land. All these good things would come, in which they did when we followed those things in the scriptures. It'll show that it was peace when we had a few of our righteous kings, but when we had the wicked kings, we went through all types of turmoil. And that's what the verses 16 through 68 is about. What would happen if we went left? Now, the Most High already said that we were going to sojourn to a strange land and being treated there evil for 400 years. So it's already showing that we didn't keep the first 15 verses, because a lot of brothers are like, why don't y'all read the first 15? And I have, but we didn't keep it. So I'm going into the prophecy part of it. But to get back from under these curses, follow the first 15, follow the law, and the first 15 will come upon you. So saith the Most High. So Deuteronomy, I'm only going to read seven curses that came upon our people. And if you can find where this came on the people in the land, because the thing about it, I was saying earlier, I got sidetracked, but when I start bringing out what I follow, and they're like, oh, that's for those people over there, those people over there. Those people don't fit this. Where were they entreated 400 years? Where can you show me where somebody that looked like them could flee into Egypt and hide? I don't think they could hide in Egypt today. Even them Arabs over there don't. Well, some of them, of course, because they got mixed in with the so-called white man. But a lot of, come on, man. Does it make sense, y'all? That's what we got to start. Does it make sense? Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and shall not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shall not gather the grapes thereof. As far as the wife, the whole bedwench thing started in America with slavery. even the indigenous here, they would kill the men of the tribe. The men of the tribe would go fight. They would, of course, they had better weaponry. Esau ruled by the sword. That's Genesis 27:40. He would kill the men, and a lot of times he raped the women. And that's why you see some of these kind of tan, reddish, people claiming that they're Indian now. They don't quite look so-called white, but they have a little, and they'll say, oh, yeah, I'm Indian, or I have Indian in my blood. A lot of times that's how it came. That doesn't mean that you're native to the land, because you are what your father is. So if your foremothers were raped by that man, then you're of his lineage, not of the indigenous here. Because they killed most of the men. That's why Christ said they bind the strong man. You dig? So we had wives, the same as the slaves. They have a wife. When master get on that moonshine and he want to come in and come through and swoop through, take him. What could we do? But this is where a lot of the slave rebellions came. We got tired of seeing this happen. A man can only take so much. This, like even Martin Luther King Jr. said, a right is the voice of the unheard. You know? You seen it in the Nat Turner movie. Y'all please go watch that Nat Turner movie. There's so much jewels in there, man. So many jewels in there. And I'm not even big on the slavery movie thing, but it's facts. Watch these read Deuteronomy. I tell you what, you tell your believers, your Christian family, to read Deuteronomy 28, verses 15 through 68, and then turn around and watch Roots or Nat Turner. I mean, a lot of us watch that type of stuff anyway. A lot of us get tired of watching it, which I feel that too. But, yeah. It fits. Thou shalt build a house. Slaves built the White House, man. I just got through watching the movie White House Down. It took me a while to watch it, but I was like, I never seen that movie. And I remember I seen the previews. Slaves built that, man. When you see these plantation homes, slaves built that. Deuteronomy, but we didn't live there. Deuteronomy 28:37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, a byword among all nations, whether the Most High or highest shall lead thee. What is that, an astonishment? That's world star. That's gossip. That's love and hip hop. That's how, and just got through listening to a broadcast, that's really how a lot of these so-called white people think that we act. They think that's how they are. TV is a very strong medium. For real. A proverb and a byword. Nigga, darky, porch monkey. You know what I'm saying? In some cases, spit. You dig? The list goes on. Even African American, that's a byword, man. If we African like our vast brothers for years, we're a tribe in Africa. There's plenty different tribes in Africa. Got the Congolese, the Igbo, the Fulani, you know what I'm saying, the Zulu. Who are we? We are Judah, man. We are Judah. Deuteronomy 28:41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Don't you understand that they continue slavery through the penal system? Even to this day, Black Code, Jim Crow, all those were laws for them to either kill us or throw us in jail. And again, working for the state. The same way we work for master, for pennies on the dollar, for back-breaking labor. And they get all the profit. Straight up. Nothing's changed. And with this gangster culture that they're promoting through these rap artists, everybody got a chopper shooting at ops. Don't you? And I'm just looking at it now. I don't know if it's just that I'm older. But it's like, bro, do you know what type of time you'll get just for shooting one person on your album? You done killed 1,000 niggas. You know how much time they'll give you for shooting? And they don't even care about us killing each other. Just the fact they could put us in jail. There's a movie called Just Mercy where they swore they were about to kill Jamie Foxx, another one of his movies, he was a great actor. But they're about to kill another, the guy, and this is based on a true story, about to kill the guy for quote unquote raping, or I think, no, he shot a white girl, killed her. And once he was acquitted through a whole, I'm not gonna give you the movie away, but Black Lord came down, fought for him, he was acquitted, played by Michael B. Jordan, another great actor. And once they did their really real detective police work, they found out it was most likely a white man, but they didn't pursue him. So it wasn't about getting justice for the crime or for the family. It's about killing us, man. Y'all think about that with when you drinking and drugging. That's exactly where they want you. Deuteronomy 28:49-50. Ahijah shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. What bird does the Romans and the Americans use? The eagle. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor shew favor to the young. From the young to the old, what do we see happening to our people over here? I want to know, when did this happen to the Wish people? When did they lose their sons and daughters? I want to know when and go into captivity. When were they become an astonishment, treated like a proverb and byword? You can't talk about them. You will be marked anti-Semitic. I met Professor Griff once, and when he started to come into the truth that we're the people, and he put this out into a song, not into a song, excuse me, on an interview, and that's why he got blacklisted. It wasn't until he stopped talking about that they gave him the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Show me where they betrothed a wife, or they built a house and didn't dwell therein. For the Wish people. Let's get to verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. These are these Pookies and Ray Rays that a lot of our sisters like to lay up with. Out here gang banging. They won't take care of their kids. They out here drinking, drugging, laying up with the next woman, shooting the next brother, beefing with. And real dudes don't like these kind of cats, man. I don't deal with deadbeat mamas or deadbeat daddies. And I've seen both. And I don't deal with them. Straight up. But these brothers here are evil toward his brother. I don't see the so-called Wish people, so-called white people beefing with each other like that. They'll beef and come right together. Straight up. As a nation, I mean, of course. Verse 61 and 62. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Most High bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. When you look up diseases that have to deal with heart disease, cancer, diabetes, hypertension, blood pressure, we top it. Black people top it. Divine Prospect actually brought this out in the video, as I mentioned. We top it, and a big reason that we do is because what? We don't follow the dietary laws. We love our crab legs, we love our pork, we love our unclean foods, and we pay for it. 80% of your digestive system is your immune system. 80% of your immune system, is your digestive system. So if you're putting animals that feed on garbage and parasites into your body, what do you think is going to happen to you? It may not happen to you for years, but when you get older, that's what happens. We're not leading in those numbers for no reason, y'all. Especially when we're some of the most athletic people in the country, on the planet. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Most High, your power are higher. You wouldn't obey the voice of the Lord. You wouldn't obey it. The whole thing, Planned Parenthood, they ain't nothing but Molech. Molech was a god of child sacrifice. Child sacrifice is when children were passed through the fire. That's the number one killer of black people, is abortion today. The number one killer. That's why we're not like the stars, and that's why it ain't that many of us. That's why you see a sprinkle of us here and there. And we only here through grace, because some of our forefathers and foremothers acted righteously, and they got some grace from the Most High. Only reason we here. And this the Most High shall bring upon thee, and the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold to your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy or save you. Can y'all show me where the wish people that are claiming that they're the people of this book went through that? Where did they get brought into Egypt or into bondage again with ships? I remember I told a Kemet brother once, I said, if I told you I wrote a book, a fiction book, just a book, you know, maybe based on some realities, but I kind of made up the characters. And in that book, it was about a people that reigned and they weren't following the rules that were given to them. The kingdom fell, and then they were shipped off to slavery in different parts of the earth. Who would you think that book was about? He was like, black people. I said, well, bro, that's what the Bible's saying. The difference is the Bible's not fiction, though. You can look up the kings and things that's mentioned in there. Do you know how many historians and scientists and million-dollar agencies and universities have tried to disprove the Bible by researching what was said in it, and they couldn't?